The tow industry is not regulated uniformly on a federal level, right? Which basically means each venue in each state has their own laws that basically dictate the way non-consensual tows are handled. Some states and some venues are really, really, really good at protecting everybody involved. They've done a really, really good job. Most states have done a terrible job or an okay job. So some of the states are not paying attention when they have these type of things where you got to submit a rate schedule. They're not actually regulating what standard rates should be. A lot of these tow companies, the way that they get away with these crazy rates and they take a $30,000 cleanup and they turn it into a $90,000 cleanup is sometimes it's because their rate schedule permits them to charge $20,000, for $5,000 an hour for a rotator, which is a piece of equipment that they use to do it out, to go out there. Sometimes the way that they'll get the client or they'll get the insurance company is, let's just say that it's a minor accident and they can send a lowboy out there, right? Lowboy is like just a regular tow tractor where they can just hook up and move the unit, right? And it only takes one lowboy and maybe a supervisor and maybe a laborer, right? Send out 15 people out there. Let's send out 5, of the rotators. Let's send out 4 lowboys because hey, it's an accident, man. I don't know, what equipment we need or what people we need. How would I know? Right? And then the people sit on the side of the road and the trucks and the trailers sit on the side of the road and all the equipment sits on the side of the road. But hey, it was on the side of the road. So since it was on the side of the road, I couldn't use it for my other jobs that I needed. So someone has to pay for that. So that's how they work. Some of them will do it by weight where they'll submit a rate and a rate sheet to the regulatory body. And when they submit that rate sheet to the regulatory body, instead of breaking down their rates based on everything, they'll do it based on poundage of the cargo. And then they'll go, well, we've estimated that based on this weight of the cargo, it's going to mean that we're going to need this type of equipment and this type of people. And we've created this stellar metrics that gives us the exact precise, cost based on weight. And then you can't dispute it because how do you know why you're charging $90,000? Because they just go $90,000 because it was X amount of tons. And how do you dispute what was worked and what wasn't worked and what was needed and what wasn't needed and all this different stuff? When an adjuster sends a non-consensual tow to us that they believe is inflated, the first thing is that in the first hour, we're going to be able to tell them legitimately whether it's inflated or not. So we're going to take that account and we're going to take that file, we're going to send it over to our tow analyst team, and our tow analyst team is automatically going to assess whether that claim is inflated or not. And again, our tow analyst team is a group of people. They're not attorneys, they're not mediators. These are people that have basically been in the tow industry for a good portion of their life. They've been out there on the field, they've been supervisors, they've been managers, and they've even owned them. So they're going to reconstruct the bill and they're going to do it all within an hour, and we're going to be able to tell the insurance company immediately whether they should pay that bill or whether they should contest the bill. Now, once we get through that 1 hour or that first hour of evaluation, if it is something that we're going to contest, we're able to get that bill reduced, the truck, trailer, and cargo released on average 95% of the time. We're able to do it in less than 5 days without any type of retainers, without any type of hourly rate, and without it going past that 5-day mark. In addition to that, they'll never step into a courtroom. So meaning most of our claims, and I would say, upwards of 97, 98% of our claims are resolved without ever stepping into a courtroom. Now, we have the ability to go into the courtroom. We have 173 attorneys spread across the country, and we certainly can litigate if we need to litigate, but that doesn't help the adjuster, and they would rather not do it, and we would rather not do it if we don't need to. We're ready, but we don't need to, right? In addition to that, they only pay us if we're actually successful. If we're not successful, they don't owe us a dollar. So there's no retainer, there's no hourly, so they get speed. They get the knowledge they need to know whether it should be contested or not, and they only pay if it's a success.